now. Let's try that one more time without a heart attack. I think you're right. I think that was a Twitch issue. I don't think that was us.
Yeah.
Cool. Looks like everything's functioning. It's giving me green lights all around. Cool. So I'll try one more time.
We're listening. Third time's the charm.
She left the house to me, but I have no use of it. Do you want a house?
No, we couldn't take a house from you.
Well, I already have a house. I have no use of a house. And to me, it has a lot of memories, and I don't know if I could live there, considering I have this place as well. But if you wanted, you could at least use it as your own for a while. If you ever needed to. I mean, it's up to you. You could be my tenant too if you feel better about that.
I mean, I definitely couldn't. And at most, if you wanted us to use it for the time being until everything in there was collected and sorted, just so someone was looking over it, fair enough. But long term, I can't.
Right.
We do travel quite a lot as well.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to check before I do something else with it. I mean,
it was a lovely house. How much do you want for it? Can I buy it from you?
I would just give it to you. I don't really have any purpose of a house.
Well, how about we make a trade?
What do you want to trade? Hairpin?
Anyway, we'll pull out like an acorn and a flower and like a random like piece of iron that makes him feel uncomfortable. Be like, well, these are my favorite things that I've found so far. I don't really understand money, but these are cool. Oh, wait. And pull out like a stone that has like some random things in it. And this. You drive a hard bargain.
I accept.
Deal. Great. Well,
takes all the things and she puts them next to the flower pot and the wine and all that.
Anytime you guys want to stay in my house, I own a house here, so
Certainly to return.
We'll have to have a chat about that later, but
well, for now at least you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. I think we got pressing matters regardless that we need to get sorted first.
Yes, we do, and we should probably get going, to be honest.
Anyway, I have something for you. I'm sorry, before I forget, and I'll hand your boots over. I completely forgot to give these to you last night. I got distracted with my my own ensemble.
Never had a pair of boots before.
Do you know how to tie your laces, Ingwe?
Do they have laces? What are laces?
Rabbit goes around the tree and down the burrow.
I always did the one with the two bunny ears, like, and you loop them over.
Yeah, around the tree and then down the burrow and pull tight.
No, it's more like a cross loop and swoop.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is the rabbit, and it goes around the tree and then through the burrow and then pull it tight.
Yeah, but you're like moving one. I want. You know what? It's not important.
Oh, like this.
Humans have strange customs.
Ingwe will use his druid craft to get the laces to tie. Like left boot ties Jean's way, and right boot ties Celeste's way. Like they just like.
It looks like a 4-year-old dressed himself.
Very good at knots.
Very smart.
Well, should we get going?
Yes, well, there's no point in delaying it into the unknown, but at least we'll be together.
Right. Well, come with me and let's go back to Jane's house and see what we can do from there, I guess.
Right.
and she will lead you back to Jane's house. And as you arrive, you see that the house itself has been plastered with paper, little handwritten notes. It's names of all the people that was killed in the attack, allegedly done by Jane.
You do know it wasn't her, don't they?
I don't know if they know enough about what's going on yet. We don't even have an answer, so for now it has to be like this, I think.
It's awful.
Yes, of course.
Hopefully we can get to the bottom of this and clear Jane's name. You know, at least that, nothing else.
Well, that's my plan, at least. I hope so. I really hope so.
Right. Step inside and Celeste will start undressing and putting on her new outfit.
So in the living room where you saw the sigils before, most of the room have been cleared and all these arcane devices have been placed around it, almost like lights around it. There is a few people in there already, some of the high-ranking members of the Technomancers Guild, who has been working to get this reverse engineered, somehow get it to function again. But all the sigils are lit, and it seems like it is ready to be activated once again, whenever you're ready.
Celeste pulling her cloak up. I really do hope they were going somewhere cold, or else I'm going to look rather ridiculous if we end up in a tropical island somewhere.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Right. Is everyone ready?
About as ready as I'll be.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we'll be landing somewhere nice.
Hopefully we'll land on our feet more than anything.
Well, I mean, at least we know it's on this plane, at least. I guess that's confident.
Small graces.
Right. Shall
Sean
we?
is like prepping himself like someone ready to take a tackle type thing. Like he is tense and doesn't know what to do. And yeah, but he's ready.
So Mana takes Ingwe's and Sean's hand, and she gets everyone to make a circle inside the circle, and then there's this little machine above you that has a light centered onto the center of the floor in between you, and she says, "Well, at least we'll be in this together, friends. Let's see where this goes." And she nods to the other artificers, and they turn on the light, and you hear a loud.
Oh, I should have taught you how to.
And I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Do that. That's my character sheet.
They call me Jean Super Dexterous.
Rightio. What did you get, Sean?
14.
14. That's a fail. And Celeste.
23.
That is a success. Ingwe?
19!
19 is a success as well. And Mana gets natural 20. Jesus Christ. So what happens is you feel this sense of falling. And then clunk. You land in this pile of snow. It's icy cold and you feel like a blizzard just cutting into your skin. Sean, you don't stop falling because you didn't land on a flat surface, you landed on an angle. So you're currently sliding down a mountain.
I'm going to try and reach out and grab him if I can see this in time. Like, reach for a hand.
You're not able to do it in time because you also just came through there. Sean, I need you to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit parts of a tree, like the tree stunk on the way, and I need you to make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, much better. Dirty 20.
Right. So you manage to hold on to this as it hits, and you can see that would have been a long fall if you continued. And you other two also see that this happens, but he regains control. It is a very, very steep decline as you are on a mountainside, and it seems like the symbols themselves have been carved into on the other side at an angle. Maybe on purpose.
You all right down there?
Pull out my hand axes and attempt to flip them over and try to use the little points towards the back to start climbing.
Just wait a second. I'm gonna start rummaging through my bag to find a rope.
But there's a
Just
few things
shaking my
that there's a few things you take into consideration now, and now that you have a moment to kind of clear your head. It's a blizzard everywhere around you right now. You can't really see much. In the distance, you can see a really, really tall mountain that goes so high that you can't even see the clouds. Like, the clouds just kind of cut the mountain in half. It's very far off in the distance. You can see small plumes of green in the very far distance and small plumes of yellow very far off. But everything around you is covered in snow. Everything is engulfed in this blizzard. And it is icy cold.
Fucking magic.
Lana, Ingwe, can you help me hold this rope and see if I can lower it down?
She tries to give you a hand as well, being as strong as she is.
You stand at the front. We'll go shortest to tallest.
She doesn't really help much. She's not very strong, so she's kind of she's just gliding across the snow as she's trying to help. But
I can't use my arms, but I'll sit down.
Yes, good.
I'm pretty large.
Anchor it. John, grab hold of the rope.
Alright. Put one of my axes away, twist it around the arm, and use it to. And then try loop again.
make a strength check.
Oh, that landed on top of other dice and got cocked. Oh. It's a good sound. 8.
Right. You start to slide backwards a little bit because it's so slippery. You start actually moving towards the edge instead of away from it.
Whoa, whoa.
Just keep holding on. Just keep holding on. Is there like anything that I can wrap this around where we're standing, or is it just like a sheer drop?
It's not a sheer drop, but it is a angle. There's no trees, anything there. The only piece of anything you could tie it to would be that tree trunk that he literally almost just fell off. So at the moment, he's just slowly sliding backwards.
Wrap it around my hand and
John's
just like
gonna-
brace myself.
Sean's going to try aim for the tree trunk if he can, and
Right.
try use his feet to brace against it.
Right. Can make another strength check.
Exact same roll.
You move further back, and your footing slips.
Fuck!
And you
Fuck.
fall, and you're hanging on the rope.
Ah,
Ingrid, don't move!
it's got really heavy.
I think he
Should I
slipped.
stand up and try and pull it?
No, because if you slip, then he's gone.
And you can
I'm gonna
see
try and pull it.
all you see is he falls off this ledge, and then you can see the rope is tightening, so you know that he's still on the other end. And Sean, you just hang there, and then you look down, and it's just a sheer drop for hundreds of meters.
Oh, this was a bad time to put on you heavy armor. Oh,
Ingrid, try and shuffle backwards if
I'm
you can.
looking around us. Is it a sheer drop, but then we have more room like behind, opposite direction, or is it?
So it's kind of like it goes down like this, but then one stops and the other one continues, and there's just a drop there. And that's where he is at the moment.
Yeah, but like I'm on the end of a rope. John's on the end of.
Yes.
Could I walk the opposite direction, or do I then start making saves to try and get up somewhere?
You can try. You can try to do that, yeah. But I need you to make a strength check as well. Then.
Well, if looking around, there's enough space for me to move, I'm gonna wild shape.
Right.
So I'll tie the rope around myself, and then I'll wild shape into a warhorse.
Okay.
And then
Make a strength check with the warhorse.
that is much better than any strength
I'm also
check.
helping.
You can do it with an advantage as well.
And advantagely or warhorse. And there's this thing. Where's the thing? I just had it. Sharok told me that I can find the animals. Extras.
Yeah.
Or strength. With advantage. Useful advantage. 17.
Right. You manage to pull Sean back up. And he can now crawl onto the ledge.
Oh,
You're right,
oh,
Sean.
fuck. Yep. Roll onto flat ground on my back. I blame magic for that one.
Magic also saved you. I suppose it's nil.
Damn. Yeah, so.
Here, take my hand. Help you up.
Thank you.
Your knees are right.
I think so. It's the back
Thank
that
you,
usually
Ingrid.
goes, but yeah.
Oh, I thought they might be knocking.
Fair.
That was very quick thinking, Ingray. Lana, you're right.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just a little deep of the snow here. It's oof. I'm not quite sure where we are right now. I don't seem to. It's a bit hard to see.
I have a really weird, unrelated question.
Wow.
Is John, like, not stepping through the snow? Like, is he walking on top of the snow?
No,
Not
he's
indenting
walking.
into it?
He would go into the snow.
Okay.
No, that spell would have run out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been yeah.
Mhm.
And so you can breathe underwater for 24 hours, but the water walk is only one.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything around you is covered in the blizzard currently surrounding you. Every time you move a meter or so, you just have ice on your face. You have to like rub it off as it's gathering. And
Like
Sean,
the-
it starts getting in your beard and starts freezing your nose hair. And Ingwe, you have parts of your fur starting to freeze together and stuff. But you're not cold. You're still warm because of your clothing.
I create a large bonfire.
Right. So you create a light bonfire, and it keeps you warmer, so you're getting better now, even though you weren't like suffering before. But the storm keeps almost blowing it out.
Where
What
do
would
we
you like
go
to do?
from here? Are there any paths or anything that we can see? Do we see any trail, like any rocks or anything that we can follow, or is it just blanketed snow across these mountains?
So you can make an investigation check or a survival check, all three of you, for once.
I wonder how long this storm will last.
I don't feel like we'll be getting out of it anytime soon.
So do you use the abilities of your shoes?
I do use the abilities of my shoes to assess the weather. What was the ability of my shoes again?
That you can, like, you get a presumption of the weather.
And am I going to roll a survival check as part of that?
No, that's a different thing.
Oh, yeah.
It will snow in this region for the next 25 years.
25 years.
Just got to wait it out. It's fine. Just make a camp.
I'm glad we know that now.
Ingray and Al will be fine. You might have a little bit of a harder time on the other end of it.
Right.
17 for survival to find a path.
Right. And Celeste?
What about me?
How much did you say? So, Ingwe, 16?
17 for me.
17. And Sean?
16 for me, survival.
And Celeste didn't go to school that day.
No, she got an 8, but she's got her hood like over her eyes, like.
Right. Fair. Your eyelashes are starting to freeze together a little bit, so it's a little harder to see. So Sean and Ingwe, because of your tracking skills of various types, you can see footprints that seems to have made a little bit of a dent within the snow before yours, almost completely covered but there's faint footprints of small feet moving down the side of the mountain, which could potentially be a safe route, but it does not look like a path. It just looks like a route that someone else has taken not long ago.
Mr. John, it looks like there's an animal. That's a little animal that's walked down this way.
No, it's little feet, like a yeah.
It's definitely some sort of tracks. Shit, I think that's gonna be our best bet. I'm gonna look over towards the green and yellow plumes, right? You were saying in the distance?
So it's like plumes of color you can see through the snow. It's hard to really decipher, but you can make a perception check to try to see if you can gather a little bit more information.
Crap roll, but good ability. 12.
12. It seems like it's an area where there's no snow, but more green pastures. You're not quite sure about the yellow one, potentially something similar. But it's very far away, like weeks of travel, maybe more.
Yeah. Okay.
You do notice that in front of you, there is a few things you can kind of make out a little bit between the ice coming down. There is a river not far from the edge of the mountain. Seems to be partly frozen, but still kind of moving. And there's little plumes of smoke coming within a little forest, also at the bottom of the mountain, a little further away from where you might end up, depending on where you go with footprints. And the mountain in the very far distance, it's the biggest mountain that you have ever seen, but you're not quite sure what it is. You never heard of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you can see. There's a bridge as well going across the river, and it seems like there's some sort of darkened region there. It could potentially be houses. It could also just be rocks. It's a little hard to see from where you are.
Okay. I think I see smoke down there. It's hard to tell through the blizzard, but if so, that might be warmth. Otherwise, we got a bridge over there by that river, and looks like something beyond it. It's hard to tell exactly, but I think. Actually, to clarify, do the foot tracks head in the direction of any of those things as well?
Well, currently on a mountain, and it doesn't go in a straight line. It goes like a little zigzaggy.
Yeah.
It seems to be going down the mountain.
Okay.
Not sure where. You can't see that yet, but whenever you arrive at the end, maybe you will have an idea.
Okay. I think they're worth keeping in mind. Yes, anyway?
Shall we just follow these tracks?
I think that's our best bet to start.
I know.
Let's go.
Right.
I'll stick towards the front, but try and move quietly if you can. You never know what the hell is lurking out in the snow. Lots of animals built to camouflage.
Should I turn the fire off? Okay.
Well,
Probably a good idea if someone's watching us. I mean, we're chasing a person. If you know someone's behind him, maybe. I don't know. Or she. I don't really know who it is anymore.
Who's in front of me? I'm just gonna reach out and grab whoever's in front of me. I can't see shit. Guide me as I'm walking.
all right. Takes in the
What are we
last of the
doing?
warmth before the fire goes out. Yeah, I think let's follow these tracks. See where they lead. Go from
Slowly
there.
and crouching, and I think everyone will be hard pressed to see anything in this.
Right. You can make stealth checks.
Curiosity's sake. What do my clothes give me?
Gives you advantage. In snow.
And
Ooh.
just trying to find my thing as well because I believe I also have advantage.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ingwe does not.
What did you get, Ingrid?
6.
Right. And Celeste?
20.
Oh. Okay, how do you want me to go about this? I rolled with advantage, but I just realized that my armor gives me disadvantage now.
Oh,
And
So it's a straight roll then.
Okay, now because I've already rolled, do you want me to just take? Do you want me to re-roll?
Did you? How many did you roll?
I've rolled 2 dice already.
Okay. What did you get?
I got it would have been a total of a 9 and a 12, I believe.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'll just take the 12. That's fine.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
That's fine. All right. So you think that you're pretty stealthy. Ingwe keeps talking about how cool it is to be in the snow, so he kind of keeps forgetting to be quiet. And Mana has a bit of a hard time walking, considering the fact that her legs are literally like this long. But she marches on, jumping from one footprint to another, as you slowly start making your way down the mountain. It takes a good solid 3 hours to get to the base. And as you get there, the footprints stop. They have snown over now, and there's no way to track them anymore with your abilities. You can see a little bit more now that you come down. It still has a strong blizzard, but it seems to be layered a little bit more on top of the mountain than below. It is still definitely in the way, and it's still cold. There is, in fact, a bridge.
A crazy person builds a teleportation circle on the side of a goddamn mountain.
Someone hoping not to be followed.
I'm not quite sure. You see that mountain there in the background?
Can't see anything.
There's a really big mountain there behind all of it. I'm pretty sure that's the Gunnanberg. I hope not.
Why do you
Any...
Because that means we're in Okrolan, and I don't really want to be here.
Have I ever heard of this Gunnenberg?
You can make a history check.
What's that? $16.
I haven't heard of Gunnanberg, but you know where Okrolan is, and that's very far north. So if you have the kingdom here, you have Shadanon, and then you have Okrolan up here.
Is it a separate continent?
It's not a separate continent, but it is a separate country of sorts, ruled by orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, and the likes. This is where Mana's race come from. And she does not look too happy about it. That mountain, that's also known as the Slayer. Anyone who goes up there, they die. There's no one ever came back from there.
Disappearing doesn't necessarily mean death. Maybe they found a nice village up there and it's nice and safe and cozy on the inside of the mountain.
I'm not sure. I heard stories about it. My mother used to tell me stories like, this is a really bad place. And she pulls up her sleeve and she has like a burn mark on her arm. Everyone who left here, we have these. This is really, really bad. I didn't think we were gonna go here. I really hope we wouldn't. Shit. Fuck. Okay.
So you defected?
You can kind of call it that. There's two sides to the situation here. So there's most of Okrolan is ruled by the chieftain Ukasaron. He's an orc war chief. He's the warlord who's literally forced everyone to work for him and worship him as a king. And it's really bad because he wants to pretty much take over the entire world and rule it as an emperor for the old gods of the orcs. And Yeah, so I'm not from there. My mother defected a long time ago, and she joined the opposition, if you can say it like that. So yeah, she joined the opposition. The Rudak Kaisadan. Rudak is the king. Like it's a different. Kaisadan is another word for king here. So we kind of followed Frigon Rudak. They tend to be more open to not war and not want to go through the old ways and try to take over the world. Like that's the green spot you can see over there. That's where they are. But everything that has snow on it belongs to someone else here. This is really, really bad.
So we shouldn't be here.
It's a very bad place to be. But if we're gonna find this person, it could be worse if he gets away. I'm not quite sure.
DM question. Does
Yep.
any of this sound familiar to Jean at all? Tales from his stepfather or things like that?
You can make a history check as well.
Yeah. 13.
Not a lot of it rings a bell. What she says could be similar to things that you've heard. You haven't heard of the mountain or the Rudak or anything like that. Most of what you've been told about is the Shadowrun stories.
Yeah.
You know that Oka Sauron and his army usually invade neighbor countries and neighbor regions. So the problem with Shadowrun itself is that they keep getting invaded from the north, so they have to fight them. But at the same time, they're pinned between that and the kingdom, so they tend to try to invade the kingdom as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and you know that Idna, where your what's his name?
Stepfather?
Stepfather is
Yeah.
is the
Well,
opposition to
father-in-law,
doing
sorry.
that. Yeah, so your father-in-law
Yeah, yeah.
from Idna is an opposition to fighting the orcs. So they're fighting back against the orcs, where Shadowrun is not invading them, but they're taking it out on the kingdom instead.
Gotcha.
And you know that they don't have an alliance, but they don't invade the Rudak Kaisadan. You know that region they do not invade for
Yeah,
whatever
okay.
reasons. Just stay away
They
from
leave
that.
it be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And you can also see now that you come down that there is indeed a bridge, a few kilometers, maybe more that way, where there looks like a little village or something on one side. You can also see plumes of smoke coming from the right side, where there is a frozen forest of sorts, where you can see little plumes of smoke coming out every now and then from something.
Mana, this may
Yes.
seem a stupid question, but am I to be under the assumption that here we are not welcome?
Yes. I think you can best consider it this way. So the orcs that lives here, the one who followed the chieftain Sarun, they tend to take slaves of other races and sell them. And sometimes they also kill them because they are the superior race in their world. I mean, in their head, idiots. So we should be careful. We should be very, very careful. There's a lot of very dangerous creatures and people around here. As long as we get past the snow, we should be fine. But as long as we're on the snow, we're kind of in trouble here. We have to be careful. We have to be really, really careful.
I know that Ingwe and I have the capability to make ourselves look as if we're something else.
That
But
could
I am
probably
quite-
help.
I'm quite worried for Jean and yourself if you do not have those capabilities.
Well, I mean, I already look like a goblin, so I mean, not necessarily need to. But if any question comes up about our allegiance and stuff, we're probably gonna have to pretend like we worship the big old Sarun.
Might be able to convince people of that, but I'd rather not have the question in the first place.
We could make Jean our prisoner.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I think the problem would be that if someone comes with authority, they would just take him away from you.
Oh,
What if we said that he was already our slave, that we bought him?
Slay.
Oh, wait, you can try. I don't know. I haven't been in this region before. I grew up over in the other one. I know all the bad stories from here. I know all about the Bloodrender and all the other people here. It's not good. As fast as we can get across, the better, I guess.
I just wish I had some way to help you, Jean.
I think. I mean, I guess I could just hang back and do my best from behind. I'll rush in if you ever need a hand. But if I stay a little bit behind you,
But what
I
if
can
someone
always-
comes up and captures you?
It'll be all right, Celeste. Let me do the talking.
Well,
Well, if we're gonna go anywhere, we should stick together. I don't think it's a good idea for you to stay behind, John. I think that would be more dangerous.
I mean, a lone human, I feel, is more of a beacon than a human accompanied by 3 of the natives, like of the people native to the area.
There's a lot of creatures here that have a tendency like pick on stranglers and just.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I meant just a short distance, but I think you're right. Anyways, in the snow,
Perhaps-
when it gets rough, sometimes you can't even see a certain number of feet in front of you. So
If you put your... Do you have a hood and you can kind of put that up and...
yeah.
What do you think, Ingwe?
Good.
I mean, I think he just is a servant. I'm sure.
Well,
Let's just see what happens when we meet people.
Mana, could you give us any sort of insight into the area other than what you already have? The customs, perhaps, so that we can be better acclimatized?
well, there's not a lot of rules in this place. If you want something, you'll take it, and if you don't like someone, you'll kill them. That's pretty much how it goes. There's 2 individuals that I know of in this place that we should avoid. One is obviously Okasaron, because he's the chieftain and he's hell-bent on making his gods believe he is the chosen one or some weird stuff. And we should stay away from Akta Jarok, who is the general of his army. She's also known as the Bloodrenderer. She's a very dangerous woman.
It's a charming name.
Yes. I know that whatever is on this side of the frozen river is contested territory, so to speak. And there's a lot of other creatures that live in this region, which could be good or bad for us. I'm not quite sure. But yes.
So if we're able to get to the river and get to the other side, I mean, clear is not the appropriate word, I feel, but we'll be in a better position.
We'll be in a worse position when we have to cross onto the other side of the river. Because that's where the orcs... that's where they control everything.
At the border.
As soon as we get on the other side of the river, that's their territory.
Oh, understood.
This region is dangerous because of all the animals and creatures that can't live in there. They live here. So we have to be careful. This is a very wild area. And even though the next step is wild too, it's wild in a different way. It's a systemized chaos, so to speak. If that's the mountain up there, then if further this way towards the south, there is Usa Karul, which is the high castle for the general. And if we go really, really far that way, you get to the Frostfang, which is a frozen region. More than this. There's the Chachani, which is the capital of the chieftain. But pretty much anything that's snow belongs to them, except for Gutenberg the Slayer.
Well, we are in quite a pickle. I feel as though we're trapped between a glacier and a giant rock.
Yes. We don't have a lot of options, unfortunately. And you can see in the very far distance polar bears hunting for seals.
Ooh. Oh, I'd love to meet them.
And
Anyway,
every now and
just
then,
with us for now.
every now and then, you see something moving on the mountainsides as well, which
Big.
looks like big, hairy versions of Engway, but a lot bigger.
Giants.
Yetis on the sides of the mountains. So you can see that this is not a desolate place without life. There's much life here, but just not necessarily the one type that you thought you were going to see.
Didn't think there'd be this many of them, but this is exactly why I suggested we go quiet. Okay. So standing where we are now in this new position where we've just lost the tracks, right?
Yes.
This was shortly after there. Has it proven to be in the general direction as to where that house was with the smoke, that structure?
So theoretically, you can go straight now, where the bridge is across the river, which is maybe a few hours travel, or you can go to the right, which also seems to be maybe a few hours travel, where there's the beginning of this frozen forest of sorts, where the plumes are rising from.
Okay. And there's several plumes rising from it.
Yeah, it looks like it's not one; it's maybe more, maybe a few more.
Okay. I misunderstood. Sweet. Okay, gotcha. And the green that we could see in the distance before, that looked like it could have been sort of grasslands or whatnot.
Yeah, so it looks like there's some mountains and hills that have separated. It's a little harder to see now that you got down, but there is a green, like it's this green mountain range where there's no snow. It looks like in that region that's more grasslands and green areas. And then behind that, it seems like there's something a little warmer, maybe, or something like that.
Which direction would that be?
Technically straight.
That's also straight. Okay, cool.
Yep. So technically, if you went completely straight now, you go across the bridge, and then you would go to the the green area. You can also faintly see the outlines of a city on the other side of the river, very far away, but within a day or two's journey, maybe 3. It seems to be built of massive, what do you call it, like ivory elephant horns or something similar. Seem to be massive amounts of them just stacked up to form this crude structure of a city.
Okay. Shit. Well, I've lost the tracks. I'm assuming you can't see them either anyway.
Yeah, I'm a bit distracted by the polar bears.
No, totally fair. Well, I mean, we got the option of crossing the river. We could try and make it towards that green. Otherwise, we got that forest up there. We could see what that smoke's about. Perhaps that's our friend trying to set up some sort of camp. But,
That's what I was thinking. I think that if they escaped into this region here, surely they would have made their teleportation circle closer if they were going over towards those grasslands. That's quite a ways travel. And if they're not sure. I mean, I can't pretend to know the mind of this deviant.
I know that Mona's nervous about being here, but that I think we knew that we were going to come to some sort of danger. So I don't think we should run away. Even though she suggested we run away from danger, I think we should be just trying to catch our quarry and then get out of here as fast. How are we getting out of here? How are we getting back.
That's a
Anyway.
different scenario, I think. One step at a time.
All right. No, I completely agree, Ingwe. But with us having lost the tracks down to here, it looks like they could have branched off in either direction to me.
Well, we could ask Samat. We could go and talk to the polar bears or the seals and ask if they've seen anyone. Is there anyone else around? And I'll look around to see if there's anyone else that I could ask.
Make a perception check.
Into the trees. Natural 19 for like 1,026,000.
Right. So you do notice that these yetis from time to time kind of crawl around on one of the mountainsides. They're far off. It's not like they're close.
Mhm.
You notice the polar bears have eaten some seals and kind of content and trying to go back towards where the forest side is and kind of scanning the area. Most of it's just snow and ice and every now and then some trees and plants, and then you lock eyes with someone. Someone standing on one of the mountains, not too far away, but it's steep, so you wouldn't be able to just walk up there. Someone standing there with like an icy, whitish blue robe around them, and a cloak, just watching you. You can see little plumes of red hair stick out. And she's holding, or he is holding, you don't know, a staff, a white staff as well. With it, the tree is like twisted around it.
But not like leprechaun size, like larger than a leprechaun.
More like a human size. She's just standing there. And as she sees you, see her, she just kind of walks back and walks out of your sight.
Well, I didn't find any. There's not a lot of animals, but there was someone up there. We could go talk to them.
Someone. I don't see them.
Wait, when you say someone, what do you mean? A bird?
Well, no. If not a leprechaun, bigger than a leprechaun, smaller than a furball. Cloak, big staff. Red hair.
Humanoid figure.
Humanoid figure.
Right. Do they look
So
menacing?
How far away? Like, couldn't walk towards them, but like, could we shout and be like, "Hey, you"?
Within the blizzard, probably not.
Yeah.
It seems to be maybe it was like 60 feet away from you, but then it's like 150 feet up.
Yeah.
And it's not. This area there where she is or he is not a region where you can just easily just go up. You have to go around where you came up, and it might take you a long time to get around to where the person was, but it's a possibility. But as you're thinking of this, you hear almost like the sound of something sliding. Like, you just hear like shh, and then over one of the little piles of snow, you see a ship dart over, land on the snow, and come straight towards you. Looks like a ship made of frozen trees. And on top you see 4 or 5 individuals carrying similar cloaks as the one you just saw. And on the side you see 4 people fanning out holding ropes, almost like a snowboard, holding weapons. And that's where we'll leave tonight's episode.
Yeah, snow bandits. Oh, who knows?
New friends.
So, yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Welcome to Akrulan.
Oh shit! When you prepare for one thing and something else happens. D&D. No.
D&D. Absolutely. D&D.
Well, at least we can breathe underwater, guys.
In this frozen, like, We don't need walk on water anymore.
Fair enough. But no, now you have arrived at a new area in this world that you have never seen before.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
I'm
Jesus.
very fucking curious.
Yeah. So currently a ship is starting towards you, sliding across the snow.
It's like I'm assuming like an aquatic ship, right? Like a sea.
It looks like a normal sea vessel, just frozen. Even the sails look
Cool.
like they are frozen.
Cool.
Cool.
I dig it. I dig it.
I do. Well, I think we should find someone to raid then.
Yeah. Already on it.
Raid, 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 raid.
Raid.
Roll the 3.
Oh, I rolled decently this time.
I got a 9.
Oh,
I win 13!
Hey.
There.
I always roll like 1s and 2s and 3s when it comes to raiding. Like my
Yeah, I got
freaking
really
initiative.
bad skills for that too, yeah.
Every time I roll initiative, it's like 1, 2. They give me an investigation check on something that doesn't matter, and it's like
917! That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah, I genuinely don't think I've won a raid thing yet. But it'll come. It'll come.
I don't think I have
Time
either,
will
actually. Adam was really good at winning those ones.
Yeah.
Like he won them
I
like
got
every
a
time.
lot of raids.
F in
too.
chat.
That's
Yeah.
true. Fair.
With
F in
like-
chat.
With like a 5 too. Like I win. Like I'm like, oh, I've lost. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
7.
Like I rolled a 19 once and I still fucking lost.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Like what? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Rightio. Well, let's see some.
All right. So we have not Rob May, who are playing a game of Rising, or they're playing their own campaign. Sorry, I thought it was an Eberron one. I'm not sure what theme it is, but Rising from the Last War, which is their campaign title, it looks like.
I think that's an Eberron one.
I think I just misread a word on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair.
There is the Eldritch Scribe, who we're familiar with, Raiders of Yozgrin.
Mhm.
Then there's Einstein Barber after the battle. And there is the Cheerful Brigade. Wait, no, we've done them before. They were doing like a weird rerun thing. They're doing a rerun thing again. Never mind.
Fair enough.
Let's go with
yeah.
not Rob May. We haven't raided them before.
Nope. All right, let's do it.
Fair enough. Let's go and have a look at what they're up to.
If they allow it. And everyone who is subbed and has the icons.
Yes, if anyone
Wants to
here,
raid him.
yes, please do that.
Yeah.
So we can spread the love and everyone gets to know where you came from.
That's it. Monsters and Raidham. Monsters and Raidham.
Stick around for a little bit. Just drop them some love in chat when we get in there to say hello. If you can, always make streamers feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside when people drop in and just say hi.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. We always get some nice messages from them when we do that. Rightio.
There's a problem rating at this time. I'm
Oh.
gonna try refresh. It's possible they just went offline and so they're not. No, they're still online.
It's probably the Twitch thing then.
I imagine so.
Twitch. you little-
Dastardly Twitch. Yeah, it was so weird that happened earlier. It was just like, dropped
dropped
like
off.
3 times.
Also, it only dropped the connection to you guys. It didn't drop connection to me. I didn't have to do anything with my camera.
Mm.
Weird.
Oh, could you see us?
I could only see myself,
Oh yeah.
which is strange.
Super weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
No, it doesn't want to work.
No, it doesn't seem to want to work. Do we want to try someone else and see if it's a channel issue or if it's...
Maybe they turned raids off.
Usually it tells you.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
This channel does not allow raids or something like that.
Apparently
We're just trying to love each other.
it's illegal somewhere. Yeah.
Or do we want to throw it to Eldritch Scribe?
Yeah, we can do that.
And just see if that works.
Scribe.
And pop in and say g'day.
Yeah, Elder Scribe's working, so I'm guessing it was the
That's weird as fuck.
channel.
Maybe.
Well,
Who
they
knows?
missed out on our lovely community filled with love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
Uh,
Well,
Sweet. All right. We should be ready to raid now. So I'll count it down. Raiding. See you guys later. Thanks again.
Love you so much. We'll see you next Monday.
see you next Monday for Snowy Adventures.
Raid time. Woo!
Woo.
And we're in.